quick with the hand. Go ahead, Tony.
Good morning. Thank you for your time, Jonas. Just want to get your perspective and insight on how you build momentum after a fantastic win over the weekend. How does that translate onto the training pitch to continue this good motion going forward?
Um, Not too much, I wouldn't say, because like I said many times before, this for me it's very much a season about developing, about growth, and there are things to learn and to develop, no matter if we win or lose matches. But of course, there are some positive things that we can make a real case for, and making like this is a part of our identity. This is what brings us success, and we can sort of hone in onto those details in a really positive way and try to strengthen the belief around those things. So that's of course important. But then I think, I mean, the story of the league, it's just to see Gotham in California here the recent days being like they come from the performance in Los Angeles, and then they have the other performance in Portland, and I just think it really shows how important it is to have a game by game approach in this league. And for us, it's just a wake up call to be like how humble and how much 100% focus you need to have for every single game. And we're not getting carried away with having a positive performance and result against Louisville. Now it's just 100% focused to Chicago.
And even with great performance, you mentioned the details. What details from this last match, even with a scoreline, would you still think that there's room for improving that you're working on, again, carrying it into the rest of the season?
Yeah, I mean, we're still chasing the clean sheet. I think there are parts in our defending in the game against Louisville that absolutely can improve, and that we're working hard to improve on as well.
Thank you.
Abraham, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for your time, Jonas. Savannah spoke to us a little bit about that defending. How important is it for that back line and that midfield to be connected while defending and eventually getting that clean sheet for you guys?
It's not only that. It's also the forwards. For me, and this is a real principle of me, we attack as a team and we defend as a team. So the third goal, I think it is, third or fourth goal that we score against Louisville starts from a long pass from Kaelin, our goalkeeper. A lot of our goals this season has started from possession with our goalkeeper and our central defenders, and we build our way through there in a very team-like manner to create goal-scoring opportunities. But the same is also true for defense. While our attack most of the time starts with our goalkeepers and central defender, our defense starts with our forwards. So it's really a team thing. It's a team mentality, and everyone has to buy into that. And for me, it's not a choice about us being a team with the ball or without the ball. It's both. Both of these things is constantly present when you play this game. And if you want to be a top team, you need to be a top team attacking, but you also need to be a top team defending.
And there was recent news that dropped this morning about the potential of an NWSL Division Two. How do you think that could impact the league, and how important is it to have a developmental system?
I don't have any details about that specifically, but generally speaking, I think it's a really important area of development is how do we develop youth talent in the league? How do we get young players really crucial game time? Because that's needed for developing. So of course, these are really, really important areas for us to discuss if we want to take the next step as a league.
Thank you.
Jeff Kassouf, go ahead.
Hey, Jonas, Jeff Kassouf for the ESPN. Just wanted to follow up. I appreciate that it's newer news and not necessarily specific to you guys, but maybe just your view of what you've seen here thus far and what you saw in longer experience in Europe in terms of what that development pathway looks like, and particularly for that sort of I guess call it back end of the roster that needs minutes, maybe can't necessarily get them in every first team game, but over there where you have cups and other competitions that don't necessarily exist here. I mean, how different are the systems, do you feel like, as they stand from what you've seen to develop those players?
I mean, globally speaking, if we start with that, I think women's football or soccer is extremely underinvested from an academy perspective and from a talent pathway perspective. If you compare it to men's and boys football, and that's the case in Europe. I think it's a disgrace when you look at the differences in education that a boy get in Europe in developing as a football player compared to a girl. Now, I haven't been in the US long enough to know exactly how the system works here, but for a global trend, I think the opportunities from an academy perspective or a youth development perspective needs to increase drastically for girls all around the world that wants to play. It, from my perspective, there shouldn't be a difference in the opportunities that you get to develop yourself as a football player just because of your gender. Yeah, that's definitely something for the whole industry that I think it's not good enough. Therefore, I'm really welcoming all these discussions about how we can create better pathways, how we can incentivize and build academies for women's football in order to help and develop more players to be ready to play on first team level, but also to help essentially people to realize their dreams and ambitions.